evening, dear viewers, and welcome to a brand new episode of Hala Kuwait. I'm your host, Mohammed Diblushi, and this evening we prepared for you a very special content, including report segments and guests, talk about different topics from different fields. And we have a really dear special occasion to the heart of all Kuwaitis and people in the GCC countries. To talk more about it, here beside me, my co-host this evening, the well-prepared Fatma Al-Awadi. Fatma, good evening.
Good evening, Muhammad. Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. Yes, today marks the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia National Day, a day that is commemorated by nationals all over the world to celebrate milestones the country has achieved over the years.
Definitely.
This year, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will celebrate its 94th National Day. The Kingdom's General Entertainment Authority has coined this year's festivities under the theme, We Dream and We Achieve, highlighting the Saudi Vision 2030 and the varying projects that were envisioned to diversify Saudi Arabia's economy.
Definitely such a dear occasion to all of us. We're really happy about this occasion, and we have a lot to share with you this evening. Such a wonderful evening this evening. So first, let's start with a report. Then we'll be right back with our first guest this evening. Stay tuned.
In honor of the National Day of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in this momentous occasion, we stand with deep pride and gratitude for the rich history, remarkable progress, and enduring traditions of the kingdom. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a land of vast deserts and fertile oases, has a history that spans millennia. Its people have carved a path of strength and resilience, forged a modern nation while preserving their rich cultural heritage. On this day, September 23rd, the kingdom celebrates the unification of its regions. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was unified under the visionary leadership of King Abdulaziz Al Saud. This historic event laid the foundation for the nation we know today. The peoples of Saudi Arabia still enjoy peace and prosperity under the leadership of King Salman Al Saud and his son, the Crown Prince, Prince Mohammed bin Salman. From the bustling streets of Riyadh to the serene beauty of Jeddah's coastline, Saudi Arabia stands as a testament to the power of progress and determination. Its cities are vibrant centers of culture, commerce, and innovation, as well as the spiritual and religious home of pilgrimage in Mecca. The green flag of Saudi Arabia proudly waves, symbolizing the kingdom's commitment to peace, prosperity, and unity. It is a symbol of hope and progress, a beacon in the heart of the Middle East. We must also acknowledge the strong and enduring bond between Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. Our two nations share not only geographical proximity, but also a deep-rooted friendship and cooperation that have stood the test of time. Kuwait and Saudi Arabia have worked hand in hand on regional and global issues, forging alliances that have contributed to the stability and progress of the Gulf region. The National Day of Saudi Arabia is a time for joyous celebrations, with cultural festivals, music, and traditional performances that reflect the nation's rich heritage. As we commemorate this national day, let us express our gratitude for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's role as a key regional partner and its unwavering commitment to peace, progress, and prosperity. May the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia continue to flourish, and may its National Day be a reminder of the enduring spirit and boundless potential of this great nation. We wish the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia a joyous and memorable National Day.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and our first guest of the evening, Sheikh Entisar AlSubah, the founder and chairwoman of Entisar Foundation. Sheikh Entisar, good evening. It's really a pleasure to have you tonight with us on Hala Kuwait.
Good evening, and the pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
So we are really curious, Sheikh Entisar, about the Entisar Foundation. Sounds really amazing and inspiring. We would like to know more about it, please.
Entisar Foundation, the idea for Entisar Foundation started in 2017 when I was asked by the then Vice President of the International Committee for the Red Cross, Madame Christine Berly, to co-chair with her a panel in Kuwait advocating and raising awareness of the plight of Arab women and children affected by war. And the reason she wanted it to be done in Kuwait was because at the time, and it still applies, Kuwait is the only Arab country that is not involved in any war.
MashaAllah, that's amazing.
Still applies, which we're very proud of. And with the panel discussion, we also had an art exhibition.
That's great.
Coinciding with at the same time. And in the panel, in the round table, we had 6 recommendations. One which caught my eye and resonated with me, which was about increasing the health and mental health support given to women and children affected by war, for sure. And since I am also a victim of war, during the Iraqi invasion, I had 2 small girls, and so that resonated with me. And I started thinking about women and mental health.
Exactly.
And when we started researching what was given to women,
exactly,
mental health given to women by international and local agencies around the Arab world, we found that there was no focus on women, no focus on the mental health of women. And so I started the Entisar Foundation, and the reason for starting it was to support Arab women affected by war mentally so they become agents of peace.
Definitely. Sheikh Entisar, I see in front of me now a champion, a fighter. Like, you had this passion and enthusiasm, and you had this experience, and you passed by as, let's say, a fighter and a warrior in society, defending the rights of women. And also we see, mashallah, women in Kuwait are courageous and they have the strength. And speaking about the exhibitions you participated at and organizing also different exhibitions, we'd like to know more about the 2nd edition of Women in War, please.
Thank you for that. The first exhibition was in 2017. It was a smaller exhibition, and the reason for the roundtable and the exhibition was we always find that when there is any cultural event, you can pass the message easier.
Exactly.
Art, culture makes
form of expression.
And also it's easier to showcase what you want to say.
Exactly.
And so many years down the line, when one sees what's happening in Gaza and in Palestine, you want to do something.
Definitely.
And just before October 7th, we actually were speaking, and we were almost going to start programs in Palestine and in Gaza.
That's great.
And unfortunately, the war on Gaza happened, and so our programs couldn't be continued or completed or started. So we started thinking, what can we do? And of course, we're speaking to the people on the ground in both Palestine and Gaza. And so we decided, let's do the second edition of Women in War, which was the name of the first edition, but this time is Women in War Palestine edition.
Great.
And what we aim to do is to, through the funds that we will get from the sales of the artwork, to start programs, inshallah, in Gaza and Palestine.
Definitely. Now you made us really curious about the exhibition.
Yes.
Seriously, we'd like to know more about Palestine and the theme of Palestine and this second edition of the exhibition. We'd like to know more about it, please.
So the title is Women in War Palestine, and we approached artists from all over the Arab world, and we gave them the title, and the artwork has to be around that. Either about hope, or about the future, or about how they can express their pain. So that's the title. The artists were free to give their interpretation of the title.
Exactly.
So the artists we have Palestinian artists, we have artists for sure from Kuwait, from the Gulf region, from the Arab world, I think from most of the Arab world. We also have international artists. The art is between paintings to sculptures to posters to videos or films. So we have different mediums that the artists express themselves in. And we have more than 100, I think 115 artists.
That's great.
It's the biggest exhibition of its kind ever in Kuwait or the Gulf.
Definitely. So if we're talking about the people who attended 2017 exhibition and this upcoming exhibition, what can they expect when it comes to the participants and the form of arts and the atmosphere, all the atmosphere of the exhibition?
2017 was a very smaller, very capsule exhibition compared to this. Smaller number of artists only from Kuwait. This time we have international and Arab artists. I think 118. Last I know is 118. So it goes between 115 because some of the artists could not bring their artwork, including some from Gaza, even though we have artists participating from Gaza. So they're stuck there, but we were able to get their artwork to Kuwait.
Definitely.
So there's a bigger number of artists.
That's great.
Much bigger number of artists. The caliber of the art that's being exhibited is much higher. The quality, the artists' names, we have the top Arab artists participating, and
any names, or it's a surprise?
No, I can give you the names we have. I'm not going to say the names now because I might only say 2 or 3, which is unfair. Okay, but we will give you the names of the artists participating, just so all of them can get their names said, and I don't want to be very specific. Yes. Yeah. Also, I want to state something that really is so heartwarming. Once the artists were approached, and our curator is Amira Babani, Mrs. Amira Babani, who is very well known in the Arab world. Once the artists were approached by either the foundation or Amira Babani, as soon as they knew it was about women in war in Gaza, in Palestine, sorry, as soon as they knew it was in Kuwait, as soon as they knew Entisar Foundation was part of it, they started sending their artwork.
That's great.
They just started mailing the artwork and saying, we want to be part of it. We started wanting 50, and then we got to 80, and then we got to 100, and we said, no, we have to stop, we can't do more. And I think we're at 118, with more than 250 artworks.
That's really
so
great.
it is huge.
Yeah.
And that's why I suggest, and I would recommend that the viewers come to the exhibition because it's an unusual exhibition to see so many diverse artworks by such renowned Arab artists is unusual, not only in Kuwait, but it's the first time in the Arab world.
Definitely. So I have to go back to the subject we were talking about
Tell
before
me.
we went on air. We were
Yes.
talking about your enthusiasm and your passion and your knowledge.
I thought
also,
we weren't going to discuss that this time.
yeah. When you were talking about like your past interviews, you
Yeah.
had this knowledge, mashallah, and the way of storytelling and describing how the Kuwaiti drama and the Kuwaiti form of art and your experience with it also. It's really amazing, like when we hear you talking about Kuwaiti art. So when it comes to art as a form of knowledge, it can be, and also a form of expression. Sometimes we speak the same language, but sometimes we cannot express ourselves by talking. Art can be something really expressive and touching and emotional. Tell me more, please, Sheikh Entisar.
I like how you you laid the carpet for me to answer very easily. When one expresses with art, okay, whatever the art form is, it's easier for the person in front of them to understand it because art transcends languages, transcends cultures, transcends everything.
Exactly.
Because art is understood by everyone.
Definitely.
So if you want to pass an information, do it in an artistic way.
Exactly.
Culture is the same. People will understand culture more than words, and art is part of the culture.
Definitely. We all love our mothers, grandmothers, daughters, sisters, all of our relatives who are women who are making everyday challenge when it comes to their social attendance and also at home when they're between their families. Women are brave and they're encouraging others to get inspired by them. And one of the forms also when it comes to exhibition, and it's like a tribute for women in war. It's like an exhibition for a tribute to women all over the world. It's like a love letter to the challenges and struggles and the overcome of it that women established and accomplished. It's like a tribute and love letter to it. So when it comes to being in general, when it comes to exhibitions all over the world, how can exhibitions deliver the message and play a role in supporting Arab women worldwide?
Let's go to what other countries have done to promote themselves. Art is used to promote a country, right? If you look at countries who are, it's a PR. Art is a form of PR. You can use art, you can use sport. There's different things that one can use to highlight how advanced a country is, or to also to pass a message. And with women, and with especially, we'll speak about this exhibition.
Please.
The reason we're doing this exhibition is not only to fundraise, but also to raise awareness about the plight of Arab women in Palestine, the plight of their mental and physical health, but also to encourage people, okay, to do anything they can to support these women. And they were asking me this morning, and I said, just coming to the exhibition is a support.
Exactly.
Because when you come to the exhibition, the intention is you want to support.
Definitely.
It's like, it's a small prayer to God. You can come, and then I'm sure when people can come and they see the beauty of the artwork, they know the intention, they will send a prayer, and that is a form of support.
Definitely. Definitely. Really
And we have
inspiring.
also a round table before the exhibition around women, peace, and mental health, which we will have recommendations coming out of it.
That's great.
And both the art, the exhibition, and the round table is under the patronage of His Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. That tells you that Kuwait really cares for the messages of peace.
Definitely. So we'd like to talk about calling for peace when it comes to unity and worldwide, worldwide having peace between people, and especially our lovely country Kuwait being a peaceful country and always calling for peace all over the world with different kind of forms for calling for peace. So how can this exhibition support and unify a call for peace, especially it's in our lovely country Kuwait?
It has already. I love the question. It has already. To get so many Arab artists from all over the Arab world participating to support Palestinian women is a peace. It's a peace agreement between all these artists that we want to be part of this program that supports the Palestinian women and their mental health, which of course will trickle down to their families and their societies. So I'm proud to say that in Kuwait, not through the government, which is very important, through civil society, we are also calling and advocating and raising awareness for the plight of the Palestinian women's mental health, and arranging for this exhibition that is, it's like an olive tree. We're calling for peace through art, through the future of the programs that will be given to the women, the future of resilience, power, empowerment, self-empowerment, courage, confidence that these programs will give the women once they start.
Definitely. Sheikh Entisar, thank you so much for being this evening with us on Hala Kuwait. It's really a pleasure to have you with us. Such a valuable information and inspiring information you just shared with us. But before we end this amazing interview, will you please, Sheikh Entisar, share with our dear women here in Kuwait, like the strong Kuwaiti women, any final advice for them who are facing their daily life challenges and making society more beautiful, making our lovely country Kuwait more beautiful?
Oh, wow. What can I...
You are their role model.
I'll give the message that I give myself every day. And that's basically take time for yourself. Put yourself first. Because when the cup is empty, you cannot support your loved ones. Put yourself first. Take time for yourself. Breathe. Now the weather's much better. Go out in nature. Get out of your head. Calm down. Settle your emotions. Then, and only then, can you be of great value to your loved ones. Because then and only then is your energy able to take on everything that happens. Your children screaming, things going wrong. When your emotions are settled, life is easy. Exactly. So take time for yourself, put yourself first. Everything after that is beautiful.
Definitely. And thank you again so much for being a role model for all Kuwaiti women and inspiring character for them. Thank you so much, and we wish you the best of luck with the future exhibitions and the future work. Thank you so much.
And before we end,
please,
Tuesday, 7 o'clock at Contemporary Art Platform, CAP, at Shuweikh Design District. Please join us. And we're there for 3 weeks. So if you cannot join us on that day, we're there for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, which is one of the longest running exhibitions because it's such an important message to the people in Kuwait and the world. Join us, be part of the peace movement.
Definitely. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck with the exhibition and the future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. The viewers, we just had with us Sheikh Entisar AlSubah, the founder and chairwoman of Entisar Foundation. Let's go now share with you our second report of the evening. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
coach the speaker to become excellent on the stage. And today's event is really nice. We have 7 speakers and everyone is talking about the theme, which is growth. There is growth by communication. There is growth by mindset. And there is growth by how you have goals for yourself to achieve what you want to achieve. So TEDx Sofat Square this year is talking about growth. Wherever you are, you can grow. Whether you are a student or working, whether you are a mother or a father, you can grow in anywhere you want to grow. Take it and take the first step toward your growth and claim your life. Thank you so much and good luck, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
We're here today to present our work from the last summer camp that we did. So mainly the project that I worked with is a project based on telescope Hubble telescope. We basically worked with people from the ages of like 6 to 11, and we basically created this prototype that we wanted the kids to start and work on to learn the concepts of sustainability and environmental impact and growth. So this over here you have is the telescope that they worked on. So it basically converts the energy the kinetic energy that we have, which is like the energy of the movement, to electrical energy. And this whole project is put by kids from the ages of 6 to, I guess, 11 to 12. And of course, like the level of engagement that you get from this point of the summer camp is the amount of happiness and the amount of like creativity that you can see in the kids. It's such an amazing feeling, and I'm always so proud of the kids that actually worked with me on this project, and every kid that worked on each and every project over here. It's a very interesting thing, and I'd love for more kids to experience something like that, because it teaches them leadership skills, it teaches them the ability to like talk and socialize with other people, and it gives them the opportunity to provide and also basically implement whatever ideas or creativeness that they have in their mind. So it's a really good opportunity for each and every kid to be empowered and feel the sense of responsibility and the social impact that they can bring into Kuwait. So thank you so much for listening. Perfect.
We're glad to have you here. Our topic talks about growth, and the idea behind it is that we connect the different skills, talent, different speakers within the community and different members within the community into achieving their goals and the success that they need in their life. So we're looking forward to seeing you here, and hopefully we'll see you in the future events.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we have our dear guest, Mr. Hamza Taqi. He's a master performance consultant. Welcome, Mr. Hamza.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Mr. Hamza, we want to start with the questions. What inspired you to become a coach?
Well, that's a long story, because before I become a coach, I was like a trainer, okay? And then the coaching industry was not there. So only training, consulting work, and then gradually the industry of coaching started growing in the market. And the difference between training and coaching is mainly, they walk you through your own plan, your own objectives, to make sure that you accomplish your plan and reach the goals that you want. Training, on the other hand, it's like an event that you do it on a day or two, and then you go back to work.
Yes.
Coaching is more consistency. Like, for example, you meet once a week or once a month, depending on the need of the coachee himself.
Okay. And in this fast-paced world, how do you define mindfulness, and why do you think it's so essential?
Oh, that's another big question. Mindfulness, even the name, it doesn't give it its true value of, what we mean of mindfulness, because fullness means the mind is full, and already our mind is full. Some researchers, they claim that we have 60,000 thoughts a day. So already our mind is full. We need, but I know what they mean by mindfulness is to relax your mind, is not to, I heard once the mind is like a horse. When you don't have the rein,
The rein.
proper, or you just let the rein, it will go all over the place. And the mind does the same thing. So mindfulness is basically to relax the mind and tell them, okay, thank you, you're trying to protect me, but I don't need you now. Just relax. I don't need this thought, because you want to be present.
Yes.
You want to be with the person that you are communicating, or you are in the situation that you are in, rather than our thoughts take us all over the place, and then we snap sometimes, or we react rather than respond, because our mind is full of thinking or ideas or things to do or something that we are worried about, maybe.
Yes, I agree. And sometimes you can't even trace back the original thought because you have a lot of random thoughts going on.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, they call them wasteful thoughts.
I agree.
And
Yes.
basically they're coming from our experiences, our history, and it comes accumulated, and then it comes again and again, and it becomes repeated, and there is no value of it because it's from the past. It makes us live in the past. We should live in the present and the future. Look forward for the future. Living in the past is not a way
Yes.
to live, really.
I agree, definitely. Now, Mr. Hamza, what about the core mindfulness techniques that you teach, for example, to improve focus?
Yeah. Well, see, we pray 5 times a day, right? And this is only the people pray more. But those 5 days, 5 times a day, we tend, it happens to me, we tend to forget where we are. Are we in the 3rd or 4th rak'ah? And we miss it, and we don't know. Because why? Because we are overthinking. So I believe that prayer 5 times a day is for us to get out from this noise of the world and come to within ourselves and connect with Almighty Allah, the Creator. But are we doing that? Personally, I didn't feel that, and then with the being mindful, and I learned to be mindful just by noticing a gift that we all have, no matter who we are, no matter where we live. We all have a gift from Allah that we breathe. We breathe the air, and this air is abundance. Everybody can take it. You cannot buy it from a store or something.
Yes.
It's there for all of us, and that's a gift that we should always remember it. And to remember it is to breathe in a way that is deliberate, because we breathe normally, which is automatic. Nobody tells us, Fatima, please breathe. Take a breath. We do it automatic. But when you breathe in a more an awareness way, like you feel the air coming and then you feel the air going out. Usually the air coming is cooler than the air coming out. This tends to make your mind focus on the breathing, and then you will not have thoughts. Now, having said that, you will have thoughts coming, but it's an exercise. When you are mindful with your breathing, like feeling your breath, you tend to have a blissful moment that there are no noise in your mind.
Yes.
And that's good feeling, makes you practice the mindful breathing So you breathe, because this is like, a gift from God, and we need to, express it in a nice way rather than doing it automatically without feeling the benefits of that oxygens that we are taking for our brain and for all our cells in the body. So for me, my experience, when I do that, when I focus on my breath, I tend to slow my mind. It will have lesser thought. And whenever I become an observer for the thoughts, whenever a thought comes, I see it and I say, I don't need it now. It's not helping me. Or why am I thinking of that? But, don't dwell on it of thinking again with the thinking, and
Yes.
then you go into that cycle.
It's going to snowball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Okay, I don't need you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And appreciate it. Give it good vibes and let it go, and remain inside it. It requires a training. It requires doing it on a long time, because we're programmed not to breathe
Deliberately. Yes. And now, Coach Hamza, also, when you train people, there are varying needs and circumstances. For example, it's not like one size fits all.
Absolutely.
So how do you personalize these techniques and practices for your clients?
Exactly. First of all, there is something called reading people. And there are many theories about that. There is a theory of the brain, of the right hemisphere of the brain and the left hemisphere of the brain. And then Herman came up with the right hemisphere, but the front corner and the back corner. And if you study the brain in that way, you will have at least 4 dominant personality. Similarly to another, study that talks about the disc character, where D is the dominant type, and the I is the influential type, and the S is the steadiness, and the C is the conscientious. So the conscientious likes to more details. They like to be analytical. They are accurate. They put high standard. So you deal with them in that manner to connect with them, even with our family members, even with our colleagues, sibling, whatever it is. If you know these theories, you will connect much better with the person once you identify their preference. For example, the dominant person likes to have control over everything. So if you are in a team, that person, if he doesn't have that control or she doesn't have that control, they will not perform. They like to have that control, but they are good in a way. They always think creatively and coming up with ideas, or they always think of the result. So we need somebody in the team that thinks of the result to help. So once you identify those 4 main characters, then you deal with them accordingly. And there is another theory for the learning preference. And there are, again, 4 quadrant for learning preference. And you have to cater for each preference by blending your facilitation or your training program with so many things. Something for reading, something for discussion, something for interaction. So you cover all the main personality, let's say, personality traits, and then you connect with them in a good way. And then they feel that, for example, the conscientious people, they would like details. So when they first come, you have to observe when they come in, how do they say hello, and how they, talk. They talk usually, in a slow pace. Sometimes you need to go closer to them. The D type or the I type, no, they speak loudly. And then when they see the workbook for the training program, for example, they go through it like skimming very fast, and they give you like a body,
Analysis or something?
in their body, they tell you only this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they want more. They always want more. The more the better for them, because they love to go into the details. But some other people, they don't like the details. They want the gist of the thing. So what we always tell them, if you need another, resources, email me. We give them the email, and they email us once they need more resources. We provide them with more reading materials, for example. So that's how we cover all different personalities and preferences of learners.
Yes, and of course, when it comes to integrating the mindfulness techniques or exercise, some people say it's easy that I book an appointment with Mr. Hamza and I go see him. But what's not easy is for the long-term exercise to be integrated in my daily life. How do we know if it's working for us?
Our issue is, Fatma, that we always need a quick fix. And you know, you look at it, I think, by the year you had in life. And accordingly, you see how much we are programmed in doing certain things. Now we want to change. That change is not going to be
Easy.
It's
Yeah.
going to be difficult. And every change, any change, it's going to be difficult. Even for you, when you want to grow, for example, to be a better person or something, you need to do something. If you want to be healthy, you need to exercise. You need to eat certain type. So it's similarly, to be mindful is to do the exercises, to do the deliberate, you know, even when you wash your hand, you feel the water. When you take a shower, you take, you know, every moment is by its moment.
Yes.
When you look at the trees, you look at it, you know, not like, oh, a tree, I've seen it. No, you look at the details and you become, you know, mindful, and you become, you know, aware of things. It requires a practice, and you have to start. And once you start a bit by bit, you see the benefits. Once you see the benefits, there is no way going back. You will continue. Yes.
Wow. Now that you're saying this, I'm thinking of all the times that people think focusing and being aware is part of mindfulness. Is that what it is?
It is. It is. Mindfulness is being aware of what's going on. What makes us not aware, Fatma, is the wasteful thinking, the automatic thoughts that comes to our mind, and they are either worrying about the future or regretting the past.
Yes.
And then this is not a way to live. I mean, you know, everything happens in the moment. Everything happens now. You know, and history happened during certain moments, and the future will happen during certain. So what are you doing now? It's not good to say, oh, okay, I will do diet, or I'll do certain, read a book, or I will go for my PhD when in a New Year resolution. Why not now? Why don't start now? Just start. It is going to be difficult because we are not used to it.
Yeah.
Our body gets, all the cells of our body gets into the habit, and that habit, be it watching, you know, TV or you know, those programs or social media, it becomes ingrained in us. So our body pulls us toward them because we are used to it, because we've done it so many hours.
Yes.
And now our body does it automatically. Now we need to switch that and to be more mindful. It takes time, and you need to practice and do the work. The more you do it, the more you see the benefits.
Okay. And is it a myth, Coach Hamza, that it gets difficult or more difficult as you age? Because you're used to that, and then you cannot change it as much as, for example, a teenager or someone in college.
Yeah, like you can teach an old horse or whatever. you
Yes.
know? This is the old, you know,
Mentality, let's say. Yeah.
or way of thinking. But now they found out with neuroplasticity and stuff, the brain can learn and can you know, expand, and neurons, you can create new neurons in the brain. Even people with, for example, strokes in some part of the brain,
Wow.
they can rebuild that brain by just thought alone, by changing your thought. And it's like we have it in our religion. It's like when you believe in God in a certain way, that you know He will heal you, and you're really, really, you know, determined for the healing, you'll get the healing because you believe, or you know for sure, even more than belief, you know.
Yes.
For sure that you'll be healed. And similarly to the exercise of the placebo, where doctor uses a sugar pill and give it to the patient, because they took that pill from the doctor, they feel, oh, they're getting better, they feel better.
I agree.
So yeah, so it is from that anybody can do it.
Yes.
At any age, and they can really, you know, benefit from it. And But sometimes it happened to me. You know, when you see, I said, why didn't I learn all this back here? And you go back to a certain situation at work. I said, I could have done this in a different way.
Yes.
It's a good learning, but it's not good to dwell on it in the
No,
back. It
yeah.
happened, khalas. You learned the lesson, you take it with you. It's an experience, a new experience. Now you build on it and move on forward.
Yes, that's interesting. Mashallah, you explained it very well, Coach Hamza. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. We do have more questions, hopefully next time. And thank you very much for being here for your time.
Thank you for having me all the time. And thank you, dear viewer, for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, dear viewers, we have reached the end of tonight's episode. I really hope you liked our content this evening, and we're really happy to have our guests to share with us different knowledge this evening. And it's always my pleasure co-hosting with you, Fatma.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. The pleasure is mine, of course. And we will see you on another episode of Hala Kuwait, so take care.
Enjoy your evening.